I want to talk to you about one word. One word. Momentum. Momentum. This is like the one word secret of high achievers. Now, this is one of those things where I have reminders coming at me from 1,000 different angles, and when that happens, I know that it's time for me to express it in one of these videos. So, one place that this came up yesterday was I was doing my presentation on the backwards Facebook ads copywriting strategy that I came up with. And one of the examples that I gave there, I was talking about how Facebook loves advertisers that put out just a ton of different ads, because the Facebook user experience is really driven by new content and people seeing something for the very first time. And the reason that people spend so much time scrolling Facebook and seeing all of these different ads is because they're constantly being triggered by these new experiences, right? And so advertisers have an advantage when they're just putting out a ton of different ads. Now, part of my backwards Facebook ads copywriting is about how to put out a ton of different ads without writing a ton of different ads, right? So you don't necessarily want to have to write 1,000 ads from scratch, right? But if you can have 1,000 ads, you are much more likely to get a lot of love from the Facebook algorithm and get your ads put in front of a much bigger audience. And 1,000 ads may sound like a lot, but what I was thinking about specifically during that call and with this momentum thing is I remember looking at the Facebook ads library for a business that I know that has really grown incredibly fast, and Facebook ads was one of their major strategies for growing incredibly fast. And what they did on this, or what I saw when I opened up their Facebook ads library, was that this business, they weren't running like one ad, couple ads, 5 ads, 10 ads. They actually had 960 different active ads. 960 different active ads. Now, clearly that's not just like one copywriter writing 960 ads, or maybe it was, right? But they have a team that is just cranking out ads constantly. And the more ads that they put out, the more love they're getting from Facebook, because they're giving Facebook what they want, which is fresh content for their users. And it was one of those things, like how this all ties back to momentum is it reminded me of a quote that I heard from Dan Kennedy, that if you were to pick out anybody who's successful, pretty much anybody who's successful, and you were to follow them around for a day, and you were to look at everything that they do, if you were to watch everything that they do, you wouldn't say, I wonder why they're successful by the end of the day. By the end of the day, you would say, it is no wonder they're so successful. Look at everything that they do. And that is momentum. Like, people who are high achievers, people who create tremendous success, are just doing so much. Now, they're not doing it pointlessly. Like, just hustling for hustling's sake is stupid and it's going to make you miserable. But finding things that are in pursuit of your biggest goals, that help you make meaningful progress toward your biggest goals, and you spend a lot of time doing the important things, and you focus on creating a bunch of momentum by doing all of these important things that move you closer to your meaningful goals. And I'm not talking just posting on Facebook 1,000 times, or connecting with 1 million people on LinkedIn, or sending a bunch of cold prospecting messages that don't work. I'm talking the things that are creating meaningful progress towards your biggest goals. When you do all of those things, you start to gather momentum. It starts to snowball, like a snowball rolling down a hill. Like, it grows gigantic, and the way that it does that is through all the momentum that it's gathering as it's picking up all of this snow. And by the time it reaches the bottom of the hill, it's like unstoppable, right? And the more that you can focus on getting momentum, generating momentum, increasing momentum, the better you will feel as an entrepreneur. And this actually, like that, I have to give credit to Alex Charfen, who actually really likes, he put his flag in the ground around this concept that the one thing that dictates how an entrepreneur, an entrepreneurial personality feels in their life, in their whole life. Like we're not happy or sad. We're either in momentum or out of momentum. And our positive is when we're in momentum and our negative is when we're out of momentum. And I don't know about you, but that really resonates with me. And so the more momentum that you can generate by doing more things that are like making meaningful progress towards your biggest goals, the more up you're going to feel, the more positive that you're going to feel. And I've been doing a ton of things behind the scenes that you haven't even seen yet in Breakthrough Marketing Secrets and even my BTMS Insiders members. I kind of gave a hint today inside my members only Facebook group of some of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. But like the more things that you have, the more things that you're working on, the more that you're bringing together, the more that you're rallying people behind your cause, the more you're looping other people in and like pointing towards this bigger goal, the more momentum you're going to feel. And the more that will feed back on itself and create this like dynamic, positive machine that moves you towards your biggest goals. And so focusing on momentum is such a huge and powerful thing in your mindset and in everything that you're doing. And like, as you create momentum, it actually gives you some X factor. I notice this with, for example, writing copy, right? When I write copy that I actually have momentum on, and like, oh, this is an idea and I'm excited about it. And then I carve out the time and I like make the time to like jam out whatever the copy is, whatever the message is. Or like part of the reason that I'm talking about momentum today is because I have momentum on this idea. And this video is going to be better than an idea that I have to force that I don't have momentum on. So like the creative process is driven by momentum, and the output that you put out, right? The output that you put out is going to be better if it has momentum, because your audience, your prospect, whoever it is that's receiving that from you, they feel the momentum. Marty Edelstein used to call it vibrating. Like the copy makes me vibrate, and it's because that copy has momentum. Many people say, like many people who are professional writers say, write drunk, edit sober, because when I'm not saying you should drink, and I don't drink when I write copy, but writing drunk, edit sober means like you just kind of let it all come out, right? And you edit sober so you can kind of clean it up and make sure that the copy does actually have that momentum. But the whole idea of getting out that first draft and like not even really caring, it's about capturing that momentum. It's about capturing the speed. It's about capturing the energy. And the more that you can do that, the better your creative work is going to be. And so find your momentum. And another thing, like I'm just looping together all these ideas, all these things that are inspiring me, right? I'm working with a copywriter right now on coaching, and he's faced with doing his first long copy sales letter, and like it's a struggle. It's always a struggle to come up with your first long copy sales letter, but what I have forced him to do through our coaching sessions is I forced him to, hey, come to this coaching session ready to talk about this. And it required him to like start putting words on paper or in a Google Doc, right? Like it required him to start writing. And that momentum that comes from that is powerful, right? That momentum that comes from just having to start writing. It makes you do it, and it makes you show up. And he was recognizing, like in this call, that, hey, now that I actually have some words in this document, I can edit those words and make them better. But I also feel better about like moving forward with this project, and I feel more inspired. Well, it's about momentum. It's about like opening up that document and creating the time to get started. And this is something you have to deal with every day, every time you sit down to write. Like, it's so easy. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion. It's so easy to, as a writer, like put off that task of writing. But the way that you become a writer is you write, right? People want the writer's life, and they want the 6-figure copywriter lifestyle and whatever. But the way that you actually do that is you actually have to sit down and you output. And the way that you do that is you like open up the document and you start. And you can do things that help you get momentum faster. My backwards Facebook ads copywriting training yesterday was about how to get momentum writing Facebook ads faster and how to like have momentum to crank out. I gave an example that quickly turned into 10 Facebook ads. And it could very easily turn into 10 more and 20 more and 30 more. The templates that I teach in high velocity copywriting, those are all about having an outline, a structure, so that you can get momentum writing. You know what to write. You just have to write it. So that blank page is not staring at you again. Like all of this in all areas of life, thinking about how can I create and then sustain momentum? And how can I say yes to things that create an obligation where I have to get this thing done because the next thing is waiting behind it and the next thing is waiting behind that. And the better you get at this and the better you get at kind of managing the flywheel, the more success you will find just kind of coming to you, because you're signaling to the world that you have momentum and you can handle it. And that's what you find with these high achievers is that you take a look at their day, you take a look at their life, and you say, it's no wonder they're so successful. Look at everything that they're doing. Look at how much momentum they create and sustain in their life, in their business. And yeah, I am all about taking a moment for stillness. I am all about meditating. I'm all about like accepting things and being able to be still. And when I'm working, I'm all about the momentum. I'm all about creating momentum and creating things in the world through creating momentum in my business. It's a bunch of mixed thoughts all around momentum. I hope that you found it valuable. I'd love it if you leave a comment below. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how valuable you found this and why, as inspiration, motivation, or specific action items. Like, what did you get out of this? Also tap that like button before you go so you get more content like this, and so the magical algorithms of the internet will share it with more people like you who will find it valuable. You can certainly share it with folks directly and subscribe before you go. You can subscribe here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com, get my daily emails Monday through Friday, including these videos and more exclusive content for email subscribers. And you'll also find links to BTMS Insiders, which is where I did that backwards Facebook ads copywriting. It was a monthly insiders call for my members. My name is Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I always aim for 10 out of 10 value. I hope that I've delivered it here, and I hope that this video inspires you, motivates you to go find and create and sustain a little more momentum towards your biggest goals, whatever they are. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. See you soon. Bye.